Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Today we've got a pretty wild build. Here we have the Hot Wheels Spoiler Sport. This car, or van in this case, was released by Hot Wheels in 1977. Now it only came in one color, and that's a bright fluorescent green. Now the couple different variations, there was a variation in the back window where it was completely open, or as this one has a bar across the back. And it also either came with black walls or the red line tires. This particular one comes with the black wall wheels. That's the most common. But we're going to trade out things today and give it a set of red line tires. Well, grab your favorite adult beverage and sit back and enjoy the restoration of this Hot Wheels Spoiler Sport. Let's get started. Here we've got the van. I've already drilled out the front post. Now there's only one post on this vehicle. Here you can see the light green color that originally came with the van. And again, that's the only color that comes with this vehicle. There's a post in the front and there's a little clip in the back that you can clip it onto the base. There's the bar that goes across the back window. Here's the base. Now the wheels here are completely shot. So we're going to go ahead and change those out. We're going to put red line tires on there, and I've got a pretty cool donor vehicle, which I want to show you a little bit later. It's got a bunch of paint on it that somebody kid painted this vehicle. Here's the interior. You got a small cockpit, and you got all the windows, which were all painted up, and they kind of look nasty, but we're going to do our best to get the tape or the paint off of there. But that's all right. We'll clean this up, and we'll put it back to good use. Let's go ahead and continue. I've already got the body out of the citrus strip, cleaned it up pretty good. Now the hardest part to clean up is underneath that spoiler. Now the spoiler was a little bit bent and I straightened it up with a screwdriver. Here we've got some super clean. We're going to put the base in there to remove the paint, and we're also going to put in the glass to remove that too. Here's the base that we put it in there a while ago, and we are cleaning up the paint off of there. Now the super clean will remove that paint with no problem. I let it soak for about an hour and it took it off with no issues. Here's the glass, and it also took the paint off the glass, which was excellent. You got a little bit of rubbing and cleaning to do, but we'll clean that up with soapy water and get that all cleaned up. It worked pretty good. Now the cockpit of this car, it folds over into the glass, and it was a pretty weak joint to begin with. We're going to go ahead and glue that back together. Let's work on the base, and we'll work on the wheels also. We got to get those wheels off eventually. Here's the interior, and here's the glass that goes above it. Again, we're going to have to glue these back together. We don't really have a replacement. That'll work out pretty good. Let's move on. Here I'm using my Dremel with a grinding tip to remove the tires and axle. These things work pretty good. They're like a titanium-based metal, and they grind it off pretty easily. So I would definitely consider getting a set of these for your Dremel or your drill if you have one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to future videos that come out. This tool works pretty good, but make sure you wear your safety glasses when you're using this tool. Little metal fragments will fly everywhere, and you definitely don't want to get these into your eyes. So please be safe when you're doing this hobby. Pop those wheels right out. It comes in a set with about 7 or 8 different bits and is very reasonably priced. It's around $15. Definitely worth the investment. This is the vehicle we're using to donate the wheels. This is called a MIG rig. Now this is a modern car that you can get fairly easy off of eBay, or check with your friends and see if they got them too, but they still sell them in Walmart and Target, etc. But makes very good wheel donor cars.
Meanwhile, back in the graveyard.
Now we're getting ready to paint. I've scrubbed it down with a Zep degreaser, and we're using this lime green paint from the Red Line shop. This is an opaque paint, which means you usually don't have to put a primer down on the vehicle. Now you can if you want to. It'll allow you to paint the car without having a bunch of extra steps though if you don't use the primer. It covers extremely well. You'll have to put a few coats on there, but the finish is absolutely amazing. So check out these opaque paints from the Red Line shop. They work fantastic. Same as any other type of paint, you want to make sure you put some tack coats down first. Let those dry about 10 or 15 minutes in between just to give them time to start to tack up, and any other paint that you spray above it will grab onto it a lot easier and make your paint job look fantastic. Let's let that set for a bit, and we'll put some more saturation coats. We've already let that dry for about 24 hours, and now we're going to come back in with the decals. I got these decals at Second Chance Redlines. Talk to Vince and check out the selection of decals that he has and the reproduction decals he has for your Redline restoration. Fantastic quality, and they work well, and they're very reasonably priced, so please check them out. I wet these down really good with the water. Let them set for about 10 or 15 seconds in there. I trimmed them up as close as possible to where the decal ended so it would fit on there very nice. But this is something that you're going to have to try and practice. When you're done here putting the decal on, use a Q-tip to absorb any excess water on there and squeegee out any excess water that's underneath the decal itself. You may have to go back over it with some microsol or some microset in order to get the decal to conform to the complex curves of the vehicle. This is working out really nice. There's only 2 decals for this vehicle, one for each side. I trimmed this one just a little bit closer. Wet your side of your vehicle before you put the decal down. Move it off just a little bit, and then pull your paper out from underneath. This is fairly easy to do. You just have to practice it, and you'll get better at it, I promise. That's looking good. Let's squeegee out that excess water, and then we're going to let the decal set for about 24 hours for all that excess water to dry up. You definitely don't want to paint over a freshly decaled vehicle or one that's been sitting for a couple hours either, because the water underneath will bubble up over time and it will ruin your clear coat that you put over to protect the decals. And there's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. This is really starting to look nice. Let's put that in the cabinet so we don't get any dust on it, and we'll let it set till tomorrow. Let's go ahead and move on. Here's the vehicle all ready to go. Now we're going to clear coat it. I try and get up in the fender wells and all around to make sure that you got a really good seal on your vehicle. Put nice even coats all around your vehicle, on the sides, on the back, underneath, and on top. Make sure you cover everything really good. This is really starting to come together. That's looking nice. I also detailed in the taillight on the back. I used a red Sharpie marker and filled in that area, and that looks nice. The shine is already starting to come through on that clear coat, and it'll dry like that too. That'll look really good. Fantastic. That looks great. Let's put it back in the cabinet and let it set overnight.
Someone is being exhumed.
And this is what we started with. A Hot Wheels spoiler sport from 1977. Somebody definitely went in and painted this vehicle. I like to take cars like this and completely strip them down and restore them to their original glory. We took the car apart, we stripped the paint off there, we polished up the base, we did a wheel swap, we repainted it the original color, and we put on some brand new decals on this vehicle and clear coated it to protect the decals that we put on. This was a lot of fun. Now these cars are very common and they're very cheap. I happen to get sent a few from folks, subscribers just like yourself, and I'm very grateful to everything you send like that because it definitely keeps the YouTube channel going. This was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we got a chance to do this for you today. And this is what we got too. Look at the beautiful restoration. The paint turned out fantastic. We did the best we could with the interior, but that actually turned out pretty good. We got some brand new decals on there from Second Chance Redlines. Please check out Vince's site on Second Chance Redlines. He sells his decals on eBay, and you can also find him on Facebook. We got some brand new wheels on there that we got from a donor vehicle. And again, we polished up the base to a beautiful chrome shine. The vehicle turned out fantastic. Now this is definitely something that you can be proud of to put in your collection. I was very pleased with the results here. And like I said, folks, and I always tell you, you guys can do this too. And when I say guys, I mean guys and girls. You folks can do this too. It's a lot of fun. Just take your time, watch the videos, do what we do. And if you have any questions, write a question in the comment and I'll get back to you because I read every single comment that comes across. Diecast Builder Spotlight is a feature that I've decided to put in my videos, and this is to bring attention to other builders on YouTube. And we've got a really cool spotlight that we're bringing up today for a builder that does some fantastic work. Here we have Go Bear's Diecast Workshop. She does amazing builds, and you should really check out her YouTube page. Fantastic builder, and I do a lot of build-offs with her. So please check her webpage out at the Go Bear's Diecast Workshop. Thank you for joining me today on Diecast Graveyard. 2020 has been a pretty wild year. It's been good for the diecast industry and the YouTube videos, but not so much for all of us around the world. Here's to a wonderful 2021 for all the folks that watch here. Have a great day.